Hello everyone and welcome to this little tutorial thingy that people have been asking me to do for a while. Disclaimer, I didn't come up with this whole thing that I'm gonna teach you, but the account that I learned this from doesn't exist anymore. The post doesn't exist. So I'm not taking credit, but you know, I don't see anyone else doing this tutorial, so I might as well. So what I'm going to teach you is how to do this little like still avatar that moves its mouth whenever you're talking in OBS for streaming and whatnot. There's several reasons why you may want something like this instead of a live 2D avatar like the one I'm using in the corner. First of all, they're less performance intensive on your computer. So like, if I go into my task manager, you can see that something like live 2D or paper live, well, live 2D avatar is taking like 23% of my 6-core CPU. So let's say you're streaming from an older laptop, something relatively, old, not too powerful. So you're gonna struggle with like a live 2D avatar plus your game plus OBS encoding video while you're streaming. It's kind of a pain for your computer to do all of that at once. So that's reason number one why you may want to do something like that. Second reason is that you can go a little bit more stylized because you're not limited by the animations that you need to account for in something like Live 2D. And the last reason, which I think is going to be the most important for a lot of people, is that if you're not an artist and you need to commission someone to make this for you, it's a lot cheaper to commission someone for a couple GIFs, which is what you're going to need for this, than to commission someone for, a full-on Live 2D rig. So, or even if you are an artist, it's a lot simpler to pull this off than to make an entire live 2D avatar. So the two things that you're gonna need, or the two GIFs that you're gonna need, are gonna be two animations of your little character on a green screen, and it is important that it is a green screen, because even though we can make transparent GIFs have a really hard time with the edges, and the edges are gonna look really jagged if you do transparent GIFs instead of just a green screen. It's really not that taxing for OBS to just do a green screen, so I think it's worth it to do it this way for a little bit of extra quality. But then again, you are free to do transparent GIFs if you so desire. I just don't recommend it. But what you need is pretty much one GIF of a looping mouth animation. It doesn't have to be like super complicated. As you can see, these are pretty much just 3 frames, closed, kind of open, fully open mouth. And then the 4th frame is just a repeat of the second so that we can like transition again to the first frame and have it loop forever. I like to go with 0.08 seconds for the timing on this. And the other GIF that you're going to need is an eyelid GIF, a blinking GIF. Sorry for the nightmare fuel. So you want, again, just like 3 frames, fully open. This is my fully open eyelid frame. Middle frame, kind of like closing frame, and then the closed frame. And you want to do the same with the mouth, in which like the last frame is just a repeat of the 2nd frame in order to loop back to the first one. However, the main difference that you want to do is that you're in the eyelid animation, your first frame, which is going to be the eyelids open, you want to do that. You want to make that one last for like 5 to 8 seconds, something like that. Just the average, time that it takes for someone to blink. And that's pretty much all you're going to need in terms of the images. As you can see, I have my 2 GIFs over here. This is the blinking GIF. Just give it a moment. There it is. It blinks every like 5 seconds, I think. And your second GIF is just looping mouth. The looping mouth opening and closing over and over again. That's all you need. That's literally all you need. Now, well, that's not all you need, I guess, because what you're gonna do next is go to Google and get this plugin for OBS. This is the Spectralizer plugin for OBS. It creates audio visualizers. This is crucial for what we're gonna do. It's not going to work without it, so get that. And now we can finally go into OBS. All right, so we're in OBS. This is a new scene. We're starting from scratch, you know. So first things first, you have to add a microphone audio source. So we're gonna call this microphone, you know, mic. You want to select your device, whatever device you're using is your microphone. Pretty simple stuff, you know. If you know how to use OBS, then you know how to do that. Then you're gonna create an audio visualizer, which is only available if you download the plugin that I told you to download. So we're gonna create that. We're gonna select microphone, or the whatever you named your audio source as the audio source. For filter, I like to go with the SGS filter. I think it gives it a nice smooth touch. It makes what we're gonna do a little bit easier. And for detail, you're gonna go with something like 10 or 9. You want to really isolate your voice. You don't want a lot of detail because we're gonna crop this. And that's what we are going to do first. We're gonna go to filters, we're gonna go to crop/pad, and we're gonna try to crop everything that isn't our voice. Pretty much you want to crop this. You want to crop this so that it only lights up whenever you're talking. You want to pretty much isolate a single pixel, pretty much. So we're gonna do something like this, and you don't want it to stutter too much. This is actually not great, so I'm gonna uncrop some of the bottom and crop more from the top. You want something like this, something that kind of stays consistently open as you are talking. There, something like that. As I'm talking, it's consistently open, and when I stop talking, it goes, you know, it goes away completely, like that. All right, second filter you want to use is a scaling/aspect ratio filter. For scale filtering, you're gonna go with point because we don't want any half transparent pixels going on around here. We want it to be like full on white. And for resolution, you're gonna have to type the exact resolution of your image. In my case, it's 2500 by 3200. And the last and most important filter is image mask/blend. You're gonna select your image. So you're gonna select your mouth image, and you're gonna select blend multiply for the filter, you know, or the type of blending. And as you can see, we have a GIF of our little character speaking, and it only appears whenever I'm talking. And that's pretty much the entire, the entire trick behind this whole thing. And actually, you just want to add an image, a regular image source, and select your eyes or your blinking animation. Now, you're going to group them both. You're going to make them into a group. It's going to be our little avatar. You're going to scale it down just so you can work with it. I like to go with like the huge resolutions because it's easier to scale down a very large image than to scale up a small image. You don't lose detail whenever you're scaling down. And what you're going to do now is start to crop. I'm just going to rename this to eyes and the audio visualizer to mouth, just so it's a little bit less confusing. And you're going to start cropping. Oh, sorry. You want to put the mouth layer on top of the eyes layer. And you want to start cropping it down. You want to be careful because you don't want to crop the group. So you have to make sure that the blue border is present whenever you're doing the cropping. In order to crop, you have to hold Alt, left Alt, and hold, drag and hold click. So as you can see, we are cropping the mouth GIF, only the mouth GIF, and we really want to isolate the mouth as its own thing. We don't really want it covering anything else other than what it needs to cover. And that's pretty much it. As you can see, we have a little talking avatar that is blinking regularly every so often. and the blinking is not tied to our speaking animation. Lastly, you want to select the group itself, not a particular layer. You want to select the group itself and add a color key filter. Or wait, no, not the color key filter. It's a chroma key filter or whatever. Either of those work, but like I personally find that the chroma key works better. I don't know actually if this is like part of a plugin pack or something like that, but either way, you by default in OBS there's like a green screen filter. I don't know which one of those two it is. And all right, now for real, that is actually it. Now, when you're scaling down or up your image, because this is a GIF and GIFs are not known for like the best quality, you may notice some like jagged edges and whatnot. All you have to do to fix that in OBS is to go, right click your group, go to scale filtering and select something like, I don't know, bilinear, bicubic, and that's it. That's pretty much it. You have a nice little avatar that is on a group, so you can like just move it around. There's no problem about it. And well, there you go. That's your avatar ready for streaming. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked it. And, if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments. I will try to answer any questions, although I don't think there's many questions to be had about this whole process. It's relatively easy. And, go wild. Go do all the VTuber avatars that you want with this. So thanks for watching. Bye.